here's the thing. When you bring the kingdom of God into your business, and I don't care what kind of business you're running, if you're running a restaurant, if you're in real estate, if you're selling widgets or insurance or anything else, if you bring the kingdom of God into your business, He blesses it exponentially. How you doing? I'm Christian Rasmussen with the Exodus Group, where we lead people to God's promised land. I'm coming at you today with Keeping It Simple, where we take complicated financial matters and make them simple. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we got a great video for you today. Today I want to switch it up a little bit. So let me tell you a little bit about where I'm coming from. I was raised in a Lutheran church, knew God, knew who God was, didn't know a whole lot about a relationship with Him, didn't know a whole lot about what that meant. If you'd have asked me if I knew Jesus, if I loved Jesus, I would have told you yes, but I knew nothing about what that meant. So when I was in my early 20s, I was working with a guy, and me and him were having a conversation about God, and I was, of course, saying that God was real. And he was telling me how ridiculous the Bible was. And then he said, in the Old Testament, they used to sacrifice animals for their sins. And I said, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, why would they do that? It doesn't make sense. So, of course, we went and looked it up, and he was right. And so then I decided, I'm not going to be on the fence anymore, right? I'm going to be all in with this thing, or I'm going to be all out. I'm going to go figure this out for myself. So I started reading the Bible, and I didn't know how to read the Bible, where to read the Bible, so I just picked it up, started Genesis 1:1, and just started reading through the Bible. About that same time, I started going to attending this small little church. I'd been putting in a ton of water line out at this house in the middle of nowhere, Colorado. And I'm driving out to this field, and I had been there all week putting in this water line. And as I'm going out there, I'm praying, and I'm saying, okay, God, I'm going out here today all day by myself. If you're real, show me today. Speak to me. Speak to me in an audible voice. Tell me that you're there. You've got all day. If I don't hear from you today, I'm out. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. So I'm on my way out there, and I was looking forward to having this whole day in prayer and solitude. And as I pull up to this house that I had been at all week long by myself, there's a truck parked outside. And then I thought, oh great, this just ruined it. Like, there's somebody else here, they're going to ruin my whole day. I can't spend the day in prayer. He's going to be talking to me, and I can't do this anymore. And so the guy comes out, and it was actually a guy I knew from town. I'd only seen him a couple times, didn't know him real well. And he came up to me, and we started talking, and he said, I used to be a pastor, and I just feel like God told me to tell you that He's real, and He sees this girl that you're dating right now, and you need to get away from her and move on. And I had been struggling with that as well, with this girl, as far as being with her or not being with her. And I knew it was God. And so I went home that day and broke up with her, dove into the church, and I was all in from that point forward. I knew in that moment, that this is God. Like, this is God and this is real. And that's only happened a few times. I met my wife only a few short months after that, changed everything for me. Right? And then I've had several God moments along the way. And, you can try to convince somebody of this stuff. You can try to convince somebody that the gospel is real. I can show you all the rules and all the laws, but I'll tell you this, like, once you've lived it and you've seen it, and now I've been walking in this long enough, I've seen it over and over again. Since that day, since that time of salvation, I've seen God move over and over again in so many ways. And I've seen Him come to life. And there's been times of prayer where it's like, where you just know it's real, right? You know it's real. You know it's powerful. It's not always explainable, right? But there's been times, and everybody's done this, where they go back in time and they say, I know this is real. Don't forget this moment. Commemorate this moment. So all of you, John 3:16, everybody knows that verse, for God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Guys, here's the thing. When you bring the kingdom of God into your business, and I don't care what kind of business you're running, if you're running a restaurant, if you're in real estate, if you're selling widgets or insurance or anything else, if you bring the kingdom of God into your business, He blesses it exponentially. There's rules that He set up in this universe, rules of giving and loving and teaching and sharing, right? And serving, right? If you do these things, I promise you, test them and you'll see. Thanks guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys next time.